Welcome to Call the Pen. Today is September 3rd. We're already in September, Steve. September call-ups happening. That reminds me, you talk about September call-ups. Those are the exciting days for your minor leaguers, hoping that you get the big shot coming up. A lot of times it's or a AAA guy that's been up and down a lot, and it's like the last payday he gets for the year. Like a lot of factors go on. Obviously, they don't get to call up many September call-ups anymore. You only get 3, I think. 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's my 14-year anniversary of getting called up. So my sister sent me something yesterday.
No way.
Days we'll never forget. Tell me about your September call up. Were you September call up?
Yeah, I was late September call. It was like 2 weeks into September. So, do you remember the brawl? It was 2010 between the Marlins and the Nationals. Nyjer Morgan charged the mound, and like it was like one of the best baseball brawls, like top 5 easily. Well, as a result of that, one of our buddies, Brett Hayes, the game before, Nyjer Morgan took him out, put him out for the season. So they called up Chris Hatcher as a catcher. Who, if you remember him,
Chris Hatcher,
became a pitcher the next year. Yeah. So that happened. So I got Hatch up, and then 2 other guys got called up, and I didn't even have a big league spring training. I was driving home. Well, I think it was Andrew Miller, either him or Brett Sinkbell went like 2/3 of an inning in a start, and they blew the bullpen out to get through it. So like, I'm driving home and I'm in Savannah, Georgia. Like, hey, how far along are you on your drive? I'm like, I don't know, quite a ways to go. I'm just in Georgia. Why? What's up? Like, we need an extra arm in the big leagues. Turn around, U-turn, go down south to Miami. It was awesome. That was 2010, so middle of September 2010.
That's the best when you're just kind of like bored driving home, kind of bitter you didn't get called up, and then you're just annoyed that you're even driving, and then all of a sudden, boom, life just changed just like that.
Oh, totally. Like I wasn't expecting it though. I had like a mediocre year in minor leagues, just kind of bounced around, started figuring it out late, and it was just so random. I never had a big league camp or nothing. Just here we go, right to the show.
Yeah, me neither. I made spring training. I was hoping not to get released because I was an independent ball signed the year before. So I was just praying just to even get invited back. And then, so whatever, I did minor league camp. And then they put me as a reliever and a closer in AA. I had a great year, insane year, AA, AAA. It's like I expect, because I would have been Rule 5 eligible. You never expect to get called up, but I just had a good feeling, hoping that because I had a good year. And then I was 25, 26. So you're kind of running, they got to make a decision. And then I got invited to the fall league. So we were in New Orleans, and then Don Money was a manager, called me in. He's like, "Hey man, did you pay that bill in your room?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because you didn't pay that bill in the room. The hotel's mad. I'm like, "What?" Because well, now you can afford it because now you're getting called up.
That's awesome.
So that was cool. That was a lot. And then we had the first class flight. Never flew first class in my life. And then the guy that was up with me, I'd been up before, and he like ordered wine or something. I'm like, it's like, "How'd you get wine?" He was like, "It's free." And I was like, "Can I get that free wine?" And they're like, "It's free. Everything's free in first class." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, let me get some of that."
That's awesome. I remember like, it's amazing. Day 3 of me being up there, I had a routine in the minor leagues where I'd clean my spikes with like scrubbing bubbles. So I'm scrubbing away in the hallway where everyone else's spikes are, my own. And Ricky Nolasco comes in, like taps me on the shoulders, like, "Hey man, this is the show. That guy's going to clean your spikes for you." And he pointed at Dom Camarda. Remember Dom?
Oh, Dom.
I was like, all right, cool.
Ricky Nolasco, great teammate, good guy.
Such a good teammate.
My first day in the big leagues with Trevor Hoffman's 600 save. That was something cool to be part of.
That's awesome.
Yeah, big celebration in the clubhouse. I'm thinking this is like I thought every day was like this. Cigars are everywhere. He gives out posters the next day for his 600 save. I still have it. It's over there in the corner. You can't see it, but
I was gonna say you brought home some memorabilia. I hope.
Right there. See him in the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's sick.
And he said, "Thanks, Kims, for being a part of a great day. I treated me like I was just like there all year."
That's what makes it special, especially when you hear guys that are Hall of Famers and they're quality guys like that. It makes it so much better.
Yeah, I was impressed because I always kind of go off the way people introduce themselves. If it's like, "I'm Trevor Hoffman," I'm gonna be like, Well, yeah, we all know. I just kind of hate like the first and last name thing. He said, like, obviously know who he is, and he said Trevor, and I was like Brandon, and I was just like, I just that goes a long ways when you just do first name stuff. You're not
Yeah.
trying to throw your last name in my face.
Totally.
And that's how he was. Yeah, he took us out to dinner and one day in Cincinnati. Well, first or Trevor Hoffman, it was called Camp Hoffman. So he did his obviously had a huge routine of running and stuff, but he had to run with your shirt off. It didn't matter if it was cold, rain, or snow. Everyone had to run with their shirts off. So we're running down whatever city we're in, downtown, it don't matter where we're, New York, San Francisco, we're running with the shirts off. And then, so that was a lot of 2 miles every day at least. That was, I think I pulled a hamstring one day and still had to fight through it because you can't say you can't run with them.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then, but one day we're in Cincinnati and he wants to take the bullpen out to dinner. And you've been, that's the Precinct, the steak place in Cincinnati.
I've never been there. No.
Jeez, man, go out more often. And then, but he wanted a table in the lobby. He said, I just want the table in the lobby so we could watch the TV. So they literally bring a table. We had dinner in the lobby of
the lobby,
like the fanciest restaurant they have there. There we are, just in the lobby.
That's awesome.
That's
you know me. I only go to Applebee's, so.
Yeah, I know. With your sparkling water.
Quick Trevor Hoffman story. We had Avery was a baby, and Marissa and I are having a nice little dinner at Arrowhead Grill in Arizona in Peoria. Yeah, nice. Well, probably my favorite steakhouse, honestly. It's so good. And Avery's in her little carrier, and all of a sudden this big monster of a guy walks by and like kicks her by accident. Not Avery, but kicks the carrier, and she starts rocking. But she didn't wake up. She didn't start freaking out. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Oh, Trevor Hoffman." And Marissa's like, "What's that guy doing?" I'm like, "It doesn't matter. It's Trevor Hoffman. He can do whatever he wants." He can kick Avery.
He could kick her over if he wants.
Yeah. It was him and his brother coming in to eat. I was like, you got kicked by a Hall of Famer, Reeves.
He didn't recognize you? That's messed up.
You know me, I like to put myself out there. Like, who's this nerd here at Arrowhead? Guy can't afford a dinner here.
How many years in the league did you have at the time?
Oh, that was 2017. I was with the Mariners.
Oh man, let's go, Trevor. That's messed up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was in Louisville this weekend for the BMX race. I thought it went well. Got 2 wins. Sunday it rained Saturday night it rained like absolute crazy, and then they let the pros ride the track, which destroyed the whole track. So Sunday you raced in quicksand. It wasn't even a real race, so I didn't win that day because I just didn't care anymore. But Friday night won, Saturday won. Knox did raced really well, competed really well. So no helmets thrown. It's always a good day when you race and no helmets are thrown at you.
That is good.
Yeah, I was excited about that. No crashes. So, but it's always nice to go race dudes that are just good people and they're not trying to kill you.
I think what we need on here is when you race, we need like a signature move that you can have Aiden record, and like when you cross the finish line, it's like your thing you did as a closer or something like that.
Oh,
that would spice up our interest level of your racing.
What can I do? Because when I closed, I don't know, because I can't crossing the finish line. I can't do something stupid.
Figure something out. I don't know, but yeah. Good. I'm glad you didn't make anyone so mad that they legitimately wanted to kill you this time.
Yeah, that was good.
Well,
that's good.
How does that work though? Does that guy like travel too and race the same races you do, or is it only in like one? He wanted to?
Said if he wanted to. If he wanted to go there, he could have been there. So my motto is, if you want me, you got to come travel to me. I'm not traveling to you.
Yeah, come get some guy. I don't know his name, but
surely if you want some, you got to come get some. I'm not traveling around trying to chase you, because I really don't care about you.
I don't know. I want to see a rematch. I feel like that's something we need to hype up. When it happens, you'll see the sheet right before the race starts. Be like, Johnny Rockets is coming up.
So if you do like a pre-sign, there's a pre-sign sheet that comes. Say if you sign up early on like a Tuesday, and then the pre-sign sheet comes out Thursday, so you'll know like who's already signed up, and that's usually what happens when you'll know like who's going to be there. Some people try to be sneaky and like sign up last minute, like anyone actually cares. But we'll see. I don't know. There's a race in California that I could go to and race them, but I don't really know. It's a short track, and I don't feel like someone trying to kill me on a short track. I'd rather be on a normal track.
Oh, so you're scared?
I'm not dumb, is what I'm saying.
So when you last question, when you travel, because when I was watching you on YouTube, they were calling you Salt on the main speaker there and the main announcement. Is that everywhere you go? Are you Salt, or is just that one guy knows you?
It's just that's the announcer, Eric Grindle. He's the best BMX announcer in the world, I think. But we become good friends. When I first came back racing, funny story. When I first came back racing, it's called sandbagging. So let's say if you're there's 3 levels. So novice, intermediate, expert, and you can start if you're a novice or intermediate, but everyone could tell you're like destroying everyone. You should be an expert. They call you a sandbagger. So, but it was like my first race back, and I was destroying these guys. But I came back as a novice, even though I was like really an expert. But I didn't really have a bike yet. I was just getting back into it, and he was just blowing me up, like killing me on the track, calling me what a sandbagger I was. And then they did so they handed out these I won a title, and they handed out the number plates. He goes, Sandbagger of the Weekend award goes to this guy. And then like he had no idea who I was. Like, so someone had told him when we were done who I was, and he went looked me up. He's like, oh my God, I can't even, I'm so sorry. Like, like, I don't even care. I thought it was hilarious. So then we kind of became good friends, and he's a big baseball fan. I think he loves the Dodgers.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I think he follows our show, so he knows about Salty.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah,
that made my day when I heard that. So we gotta get
Salty
him on the show.
Kids coming to get him the world championship.
So good.
And then I had my fantasy draft last night for my home big expensive league. I thought it went really well. I was super excited about it. Obviously, I'm already ready to get rid of a few people on waivers, ready for the next guy. I looked at my draft last year. I got rid of 9 guys that I drafted.
Really? Before the season even started? Or are you talking about the whole thing?
Through the whole year, the guys that I drafted.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Guys that I drafted, I got rid of 9 of them. And 1.
I mean, including your defenses?
No, I'm not even talking about play guys like quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers.
Let's hear your team before we start.
All right, so I got Breece Hall. I was picking second, so the coming back on the other side was tough. So then I got Olave, and then I went Nico Collins, and then who was my Montgomery, and DK Metcalf. That kid, the tight end kid for Kincaid for the Bills as my tight end. Richardson as my QB. And then I got a lot of good depth for running back. So I thought I did really well on the depth side.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I got an
A- grade on it. I'll take my A- grade on it. They gave me an A-.
I got a B. I got a B on mine.
It's all right. Last year I got a B. The Scalzo got an A+. The Scalzo got an A+ on his.
Oh, big manager guy. Bench coach.
Yeah. He had McCaffrey. Anyone gets an A+ when you use the draft McCaffrey.
Yes, that's true.
But anyway, so ever since Steve, we hyped up the Royals, and I was so excited. But the funny thing is that we talked about is, will the relievers feel the pressure of the race because they've never been in it? And it looks like that's what's happening because they have lost 6 in a row, and a lot of them have been blown leads by the relievers. And now they're like 4.5 back. Now the Twins have jumped them, and they're way back now. So now they're in a terrible position. Terrible position.
I'm kind of shocked because they were in a good rhythm. It seemed like
they do have a 4.5 game lead on the last place wild card on the Red Sox. The Red Sox have also lost 3 in a row. So I mean, as far as you always want to win a division, but I guess if you have to play in to get, as long as you just get in somehow and you get a chance. But I don't know. They got to start doing something. But it's just the relievers. Like, what do you do? These guys are. You just keep running them out there, the guys that have never been in the situation, or do you start switching it around?
I don't know. I mean, it's tough, right? It all you know how it is. It's your 8th and 9th inning guys, like who you're running out there when it's like do or die. And you know, the guys who were running out there earlier in the year were working out. For me, I'm sticking to my gun because I'm looking at their roster. I'm like, who else are you going to put in that situation? You know,
nobody.
It's right. So it's like you can't make any trades anymore. Just past September, so that's irrelevant. This is it. Like these are your guys. You're going to see what they're made of here when it comes down the stretch. So they're kind of in a tough spot.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're going to find out what you have for next year if you ever got to go like spend more money on a bullpen. This is what's going to find out. But this can like make or break these guys' careers. I think like you can excel yourself in for the next year, next couple of years. I hope these guys figure it out because it's really what you pray. It's really what you always want, especially as a late inning reliever, the chance to help that team carry them to the playoffs. Haven't been to the playoffs in forever.
I mean, I'm just looking here. Like, I really don't know who you ran out there, but it's a classic case where it's like you have a good team. What did you do at the trade deadline?
Nothing.
Like, they didn't really do anything. They got Hunter Harvey, and Hunter's really good, but like he's hurt now. So what was your contingency plan? You can't just get one guy over there. And Hunter was having a not so great season for what he's usually capable of, and so it's like I don't know. It's tough. It really is. But starting pitching has been phenomenal for them. The Achilles heel now has become the bullpen.
Exactly, and that's why we talked about it even to start the year when we first started this podcast. The bullpens are going to decide all these races. The bullpens decide everything. Yeah, starting pitching gives you the shot, but you need guys that can have the nuts to do it. Speaking of that, not that it's wash away the Royals, but another reliever that we talked about could not handle the pressure. We did not think would handle the pressure was Leiter Jr., and that is happening now. The guy's got like a 6.5 ERA with almost a 2 WHIP since that trade.
Yeah, I mean like we talked about Kansas City, like I don't see them winning a World Series. Like Yankees are legitimate contenders, but what they had a nasty bullpen to start the season, like unbelievable numbers, like everything was going their way. And now it's kind of just like I don't know, like a hodgepodge of like guys in there that you don't really know what you're going to get out of them anymore. Exactly. I'm more concerned about them than any other team when it comes to bullpen.
Right.
Because Clay Holmes is nasty. Don't get me wrong, but if it's a 1-run game, I'm
with
a little.
Coming up.
I'm nervous. I watched one game he pitched, and this is just classic. It's like nothing against him. It's almost like he's so nasty that it killed him. It was like 2 infield hits where balls were just beat straight into the ground, and then a play wasn't made. I don't know if he threw one away or someone threw one away. Like stupid stuff like that, where he's just sinker was so nasty that guys were just beating it straight into the ground. And it was like his 3rd blown save or with a 1-run game. And it wasn't really even his fault. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. It's just bad luck.
He did his job.
I don't know. That type of stuff kind of gets in your head. Yeah, you don't do the job. You still got to get it done.
I remember when I was struggling with the Cubs and I would have an outing where I gave up 3 infield hits. And then like all of a sudden one gets through and all of a sudden you give up the line is 4 hits, 2 runs. But in reality, it was like, I really didn't give up anything. But it's just so frustrating. You're just looking for results. And oh my God, that video I made about Clay Holmes is, here's the thing with his lefties. And one thing I think I was so good about with lefties is I moved the ball in and out. You never can guess where I was going with, even though I was just throwing just fastballs. And I threw changeups too. But he's literally just slider and sinker down the middle. And it's not down. It's not even really down. It's kind of up. You got to like nibble that outer edge with that sinker and make the lefties make a decision whether they want to pull it or not. But if he's never going to throw his fastball inside of these guys, I don't care how great your slider is. They're waiting for that one out over there. He's just not. He doesn't switch it up enough.
Yeah,
but like Leiter Jr. Hold on, not to just back to Leiter Jr. He's a 6 ERA, 13 innings, 20 hits, 4 homers, 9 earned runs. They're hitting 328 off of him. It's a 195 WHIP with 19 strikeouts. Like, okay, he's getting strikeouts, but we talked about it before. Some guys just aren't. Well, the same thing with the Royals. We're finding out it's just a different high leverage stress situation, and I just think that guy it wasn't it.
Yeah, no, it's tough. I mean, it's like for me, like you have to run. And Tim Hill, by the way, he's actually pitching pretty well since he's joined the Yankees. Just so you know, he's been really good for lefties. So there's your lefties guy, right? Got to trust him late. That's your only option, and he has playoff experience, so that's nice. After that, it's like, dude, you have to run. You have to wear Holmes and Tommy Canley out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's just tough. Agree. And you just got to hope that your offense, your potent offense, just puts up more than 3 runs to give you like a 3-run advantage. So it gives your bullpen a break and lets your stronger guys, the guys that you need down the stretch, kind of get that breather. Because I mean, other than that, like you got to run Bickford out there. Efros, they just got back off. They just called him up, but he was injured. He was really good with the Cubs before he got hurt a couple of years ago. So maybe he can get it going. That'd be nice. But he's a sidearm guy. I don't know what he can do against lefties, but he's nasty against righties. But I don't know. I'm more concerned about them than their bullpen than any other team.
In the 8th inning, Leiter Jr. 6.65 ERA, 23 innings, 24 hits, 19 runs, 5 homers.
Is that all year, or is that since the Yankees?
That's all year. That's his splits for the season in the 8th inning.
So for me, he's got to be that multiple inning guy where if you're down 1 or 2 runs, then you run him out there. He's more comfortable in those situations, right?
Yeah.
And then your team, cuts the deficit, like go to your dogs, But again, you can't do that every single day. That's the thing. Like, you just please offense, like put us in a good situation.
Yeah, put us in a good situation. Starter. I mean, throw a CG here and there. Garrett Cole, go do something. Stroman, earn your money. Like, he's always Stroman's a 5 and dive king these days.
Yeah, I mean, Nestor's has been okay this year. Garrett's kind of been he's doing a little bit better lately. It was a rough start.
The other day. He had to leave with a calf cramp.
Rodon kind of concerns me. I don't know. Honestly, I forgot about Luke Weaver. Like, he could be that guy, that 7th inning, 6th, 7th inning bridge the gap guy.
He's having a great year.
He is. He's been good. He's been so solid for them. So,
and he's got something for lefties too. He's got that changeup for lefties.
Yep. They like him for lefties. But again, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was watching the Orioles and the White. This is why the White Sox are brutal. Everything up, top down. So they bring the first and second, the tie game, or they're up 1, either one. So they bring this lefty in, first and second, no outs. He's facing the little kid, Holiday. And obviously, you come in a big situation, you know the situation. Get a double play, whatever, hit back to me. They 0-2, chopper right back to him. This guy looks to home, turns the first, turns back to second, throws it up and away. Everyone's safe. Like, in what world are you not prepared for that situation? Like, that was when I was just like, that's why that is such a bad play. That is so bad. I don't even care if their manager's been managing for 2 weeks. I am so mad, and that's why you suck.
It almost makes you wonder, like, what did they do in spring training or all year? Like, who's developing these guys?
He literally paused and looked at home for a second. Are you kidding me? And then you turned to first. Like, zero, no idea what's happening in the game. This guy is clueless. And then what happens? Then he gets a punch out, and then they take him out. They bring in Chad Cole, who just got destroyed, and he gave up all that guy's runs and 4 more. So they had a double play. The kid could have had a double play and a strikeout, and it would have been nothing. Instead, it's a 7 spot or something like that.
That's tough.
Brutal.
Hey, that's hard lesson learned.
That is so bad. That is so bad baseball. I'm so embarrassed for relievers. Like, come on, man.
We have a barn burner of a game today between them two, by the way. You got I don't know either of these players. Nastrini and Povich are going at it. The Orioles, Povich 1-7, 6.58. Nastrini 0-6, 7.04.
Oh my gosh. Barn burner.
I want to watch that. I want to watch that game.
The funny thing is, I bet all the bettors are betting the over, and it's going to be like 2-0, 2-1.
Yeah, totally.
The Orioles are probably not playing anybody. Let's see their lineup.
How are you getting motivated if you're a White Sox player right now? Like,
I mean, I've been on they've already lost 108 games. I've been on a team that lost 106, but that was like through the full season.
Same with me. Yeah.
I mean, you're motivated because you want your job next year, and you're trying to, like, hopefully they bring you back and you have a role. But now, like, who knows? After watching yesterday, they don't even have a manager.
Yeah, but That's such a tough problem. That's how I feel like you'll have like a team of just individuals from here to whenever those guys leave, because you're
Yeah.
only playing for yourself at that point.
Yeah, I agree.
That's so hard.
I
Like
agree.
your culture is screwed for the next couple of years.
Yeah, clean house. Clean house.
Yeah.
So the Padres, we'll move the Padres getting you Darvish back, who was missing for personal reasons forever. So that's a man. Like that team wasn't good enough. Now they get you Darvish back. They are how many far back? I think they're 3 back from the Dodgers.
Yeah, 3.5.
It's not over yet. Wait, no, I got that wrong. 5 back from the Dodgers. They're 3.5 back on the lead walk.
Oh, I'm sorry. They're 3. Yeah, they're 3.5 ahead. I read that
Dang.
wrong. Yep.
How do the
Wow.
Dodgers get 5 on them? There was just 3 last week. They gained 2 games.
Yeah. So good.
They're so good. They're so good. Like we say this, they're this good every year. Wait till the playoffs, and their starting pitching is not what it was, and the stars don't hit. But I feel like they're a little more balanced because better left-handed hit. Like Shohei, obviously left-hander, and who is the guy that's playing second base for them that's having a breakout year for them? Gavin Lux. So a lot of left-handed balance.
Yeah. No
If
doubt.
you're too right-handed dominant, I feel like you're just getting a lot of trouble.
But I mean, I feel like every year they've just been there before. It's like to be expected. It's when the playoffs happen, as you're watching closely. But talk about the last series between the Dodgers and Diamondbacks. That was a heavyweight battle, dude.
Yeah, well,
They split the series, but like I don't know which game it was. Maybe it was the third game where it was like a back-to-back homers, and then Corbin Carroll, I think, led off with like a inside the park homer, just electric.
we know the Diamondbacks. We talked about it when the season started. The Diamondbacks were not going to be scared of them. That's why I picked them. But I just feel like they started off. I mean, they're still 17 games over 500, and they started off so bad, so bad. But yeah, they won 14-3 on Sunday against the Dodgers. And then I don't know who the heck even pitched for the Dodgers. Rob Blesky. Never even heard of that in my life.
Oh, I was wrong. Actually, Dodgers took 3 or 4 against them.
Yeah, so that's how they must have gained.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, so they got it. Yep.
Dodgers scored off your boy Thompson 2 in the 9th on Saturday night to win the game.
I saw
So
that.
here we go. The bullpens, man. It's all about the bullpens.
Yep.
I don't know if I like Thompson again. If he has to face any of those lefties.
But the Dodgers have completely – I mean, the Diamondbacks, have completely flipped the script.
Yeah, for sure. They're a really good team. And then they almost came back on the Dodgers Friday night, They scored 4 in the 9th, lost 10-9. But let's see. Floro got the loss. Seaball's been struggling, man. He's got a 4.4 ERA. That's not great for them.
Right.
Who was going to give it up for the Dodgers? Banda. Man, Kershaw went 1 inning. So, he went IL with like a what? Bone spur in his toe, which I never heard of that before either.
That sounds actually kind of miserable.
That would be miserable.
I can't take you serious with that hat on. Every time you look up with that hat on, I just
Kershaw, father time's catching up. How about when Kopech went to the Dodgers, we called that. So this guy's going to absolutely dominate. They're going to probably figure it out. This guy's been ridiculous. Let's look at the split since he went to the Dodgers. He's got a .63 ERA, 14 games, 14 innings, 20 punch outs. .89 batting average.
That makes me happy.
It's good for the kid. It just shows the White Sox.
Well, back in 2019 or 2020, we didn't have Kopech when I was with him in 2020. He had some working through some mental stuff, sat out the season. So it's good to see him now you kind of worry about it. He's like, oh, maybe he's comfortable in the White Sox because they stink now. And he wasn't pitching well, though. And then he goes to a team like the Dodgers, World Series contender, and he's killing it. That's so good. Good for him mentally.
He's going to get Joe Kelly contract money at the end of the year now. Something ridiculous.
He would deserve it over. Yeah.
I think he's a free agent. So if you go there, everyone's going to get paid.
Yep. Jack Flaherty killing it over there, too. Don't forget that.
Yeah, we called that last week. We said, the Nationals will sign him or something.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so that's our update for the week. Not much happening except for that heavyweight battle between the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks, and obviously the Dodgers go and get 2 games out of that, or two more games in the lead. So now they're 6 up in the division on the Diamondbacks, 5 on the Padres.
Well, then you got the Mets. Mets are chasing the Braves' tail like
Mets, the
hard
hottest
right now.
team in baseball today. Even though we said the Cubs were on fire, which they are, but today the Mets have won 5 in a row, and now the Braves are on the verge of being on the outside looking in on the playoffs, which all their injuries, it's no one will like fault them for that, but
right, no doubt.
But
wow.
The Cubs, 3.5 of the wild card.
Yep. St. Louis ain't gonna make it, buddy. They're just not there.
They've been 500 all year. That's just what they are.
Oh, man, it's disappointing.
They need to fire that bench coach. He's terrible.
He's gonna be really terrible when he wins your fantasy football league.
He's won it once, but I have won it like 3 or 4 times. So he's taken second a few times.
Yeah.
How about Seattle? Man, is it a wrap for them? I think it's a wrap for them. They're 500, 5.5 back out of the wild card. Jeez, they just didn't. Oh my, that's frustrating for everybody.
It is. I mean, they just need 2 offensive pieces in this offseason.
Yeah. Well, they said that after last year when, remember, the catcher was like, we don't try enough, or we need to go get some guys. We don't spend enough money to like even say that we're serious, which is nuts that he would say that out loud, even though he was still on the team.
It takes some guts, especially was he hitting like 2 something, low 200s. Cal, Big Dumper. That's by the way, top 10 or top 5 best nicknames in baseball. Big Dumper. It's hilarious. Almost as good as Tommy Two Towels. I played with. It was amazing. Yeah.
Oh, did you see last week Hector Neris got DFA'd by the Cubs?
No.
Huh?
Oh yeah. Where's he at?
He signed with Houston, but Hector Neris got DFA'd. He had like a 2 or 3 ERA, but he had a vesting option coming up, and that's why they released him. That's garbage.
Wow.
Yeah, that's messed up, man.
Well, now we know.
So you're going to pay him
kind of like it's kind of random.
You're going to pay him $2 to $3 million to not play for you now because he had a vesting option, which would have been, I think, for like 8, but still,
right?
Crazy.
Hey, Jed knows what he's doing.
I was 1 game away from my incentive in Philly. See you later.
That's tough.
Joe's like, I didn't know. I'm like, well, that's because you're a garbage manager. Anyways, that's it for the week. We'll see hopefully, more excitement happens. Maybe Shohei will be 50-50 by the time we talk next week, and maybe I'll want Shohei over Judge.
Nice. Get Shohei on here.
Yeah, I know the trainer. We'll get him on here.
All right, brother.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you.